Well, that was yesterday. Now it's today. Now I'm wrapped up in Yamamoto.
Oh, God.
And I'm serious. I would like everybody to know. I think many of you are sensing this. You feel this kind of that baseball spidey sense. Yankees back. I mean, I don't know what website Hal Steinbrenner went on. Genealogy, some sort of, family tree update. But he remembered he's a Steinbrenner. And what's happening now is, Sal, this week, I honestly...
You got me with that one. I like that.
Yeah, you like that? I am a Steinbrenner. Oh, well, let me behave like one. Right. He is in the process of doing that. He delivered Soto. And I really think that this week, when the Yankees bust out the big guns, Matsui and Tanaka, and I know the Mets are in the mix for Yamamoto. I'm not saying that they're not, but I believe at the end of this week coming up, he's going to be a Yankee. And the Yankees are, well, they won't even be done fully at that point, and they are trying to replicate 09.
Yeah.
They're going for it.
See, now I will give you credit because you were feeling this way before any of this stuff happened. I doubted that they were going to be willing to give up the prospects to get Soto or go all in. But clearly the Yankees are starting to at least show signs, getting Soto a big move. I don't think the evil empire, or however you want to refer to them, I don't think they're back yet, BT. It's not happening with Yamamoto. The Mets are going to get him. And as a matter of fact, not only do I think the Mets will get Yamamoto, as I've said, I believe in King Cohen, and it is going to come down to this Mets and Yankees battle here for Yamamoto. I mean, that's certainly what it feels like. Mets maybe thought the Yankees would be out on Yamamoto once they got Juan Soto. Well, the Yankees counter and say, oh, no, big boy, we're here, we're ready to play. But I don't think they're going to be able to play at the level that King Cohen will be. That's number one. Number two, remember, the Yankees got Juan Soto for 1 year. That's it. There is no guarantee. You, other Yankee fans, are acting like Soto's a Yankee for life. Until he signs an extension, until he signs a long-term deal in the Bronx, right now, the only move that the New York Yankees have made, obviously Verdugo too, but I'm talking about big move, is trading 5 players for a 1-year rental. Superstar, but a 1-year rental. That, to me, does not indicate that the New York Yankees are back.
I'm not saying that there's no risk here, but, I think that, it's, boy, and I got to be honest, it's all going according to my plan here. I mean, it really is.
So far.
So far. And I know that things can change fast, but I just always thought, even the most tolerant patient, conservative in terms of their approach person has a tipping point. And that stadium felt different last year. The ratings reflected it. The standings reflected it. And the Yankees were broken. For the Yankees, 82-80, it's broken. And when you're among the worst offensive teams in baseball, you're broken. That was not an aberration. That was not, I know the Judge was hurt. And if Judge was healthy, maybe they get that final wild card spot. They were still going nowhere. The Yankees were an eyesore. They were uninspiring. The Yankees were boring. They weren't even remotely interesting. And when that happens, the revenue is impacted. And, I said 3-4 minutes ago, I don't know what website he stumbled upon, but right. Hal Steinbrenner remembered he's a Steinbrenner.
Right, but
it's about time.
You also said you wanted the Yankees to pay John Carlos Stanton to go away. They're not going to do that.
Well, they haven't done it yet. Yeah. No, I understand that. I'm not saying everything's going to happen.
Right, and also you look at their lineup, while Judge and Soto together is freaking awesome and maybe the best 1-2 punch ever, it's still not a great lineup where you're relying on a lot of the guys who failed last year to bounce back, to stay healthy. So there's that aspect of it too. But really, what have the Yankees done? It feels, I agree with you now, it feels like the Yankees are on their way back. They are not back yet. If they lose Yamamoto to the Mets, which I believe they're going to, I believe King Cohen is going to get Yamamoto, he will be a Met. That will mean that the Yankees really lost out on a player they really wanted to the Mets. When was the last time that happened?
That's never happened.
That's what I'm saying. It's never happened.
It's never happened.
So this could be the first time ever.
It could be.
That the Mets get a player that the Yankees really wanted. King Cohen goes out there and overpays for Yamamoto, and the Mets get him. And then on top of that, I know you think I'm crazy for saying this, but I really believe it could happen. And until the Yankees lock him up, you prove to me otherwise. I really believe when Juan Soto hits the open market, King Cohen will go after him and could potentially get him. So this Yamamoto that the Yankee fans have been dreaming about, it could be with the Mets, with Yama now, Soto later. The Yankees aren't back yet, BT.
Let me ask you this. So let's strip it down. And I know that obviously the first answer is muddy, right? When you look at And nobody really truly knows what Yamamoto covets most. Of course, he's not going to give somebody, a house deal, 70 cents on the dollar. He's gonna get paid, and he's going to satisfy whatever else is on his checklist. But assuming that money is clearly at the top or number one or number two priority, what else do you think he's looking for? Like, why? And I don't say this as anything other than like a legitimate question, okay? Because my football team's trash, so I know what it's like to be I don't say the smaller team in town, but the team that's always kind of getting in their own way. I get it. I understand it. Why would Yamamoto, honestly, look at the Mets and view them as more attractive than the Yankees? I am sincerely curious. They're not very good.
The owner is better. The owner is more willing to spend money. He flew to Japan to go.
Hold on. The owner's more willing to spend money.
You're a free agent. You're a free agent in radio. Somebody's going to come to your house, especially the distance that he did, but somebody's going to come across the country, whatever it may be, to woo you, give you the most money. You're not going to take them seriously or say, you know what?
No, I'm going to take them seriously. I'm going to listen, but I want to know, I'll use the radio example. What's their signal like? What's the history like? What's the ratings like? Like, I would have to do my... do my homework.
And I'm going to say, share me the money. Share me the money.
Screw the ratings, baby. I'll worry about it later. But think about this. That matters.
Even more about the money. I want to be shown love and respect and
appreciation. You don't think the Yankees are going to show him love? Tanaka and Matsui.
They didn't fly across the country to have dinner with him.
No, but they did fly across the country to watch him pitch a no-hitter with Cashman in the front row.
No, so did King Cohen. He went out there during the WBC, and so this is not the first time King Cohen went there. He went there specifically to woo Yamamoto, go out to dinner, meet his family, sign of respect. By the way, they've done this before with Verlander, with Scherzer. This is King Cohen's MO. This is what he does here. Will it work? We're going to find out. I believe it will. And by the way, it's not just that.
Yeah.
It's the money. Jeff Passan reported yesterday he believes Yamamoto wants to get paid.
He's going to get paid.
Andy Martinez. No.
He's going to get paid.
But he's going to get paid more from the Mets. If money is the primary factor.
I'm not so sure that I agree with you on that.
That's a different...
I usually do. Like, when we get into this stuff, like, the concession comes quick for me. Yeah, Cohen's got the deepest pockets, and if Cohen's wants somebody, he's going to outspend you. I think this is different. Even the report from your buddy Martino basically said, oh, my God, the Mets kind of thought that once the Yankees got Soto that they would kind of back. It looks like the Yankees are prepared, and I didn't expect this a week ago, are prepared to sit down, and this is amazing for you, for me, for us as a city, baseball fans. They forget about the Dodgers and Giants and the Red Sox. They are playing poker, and it's Cohen and all his money, and it's Hal and some recent trepidations, and his money, and his history, and the pinstripes. It's a two-man poker game.
Here we go.
Who's going to win? We'll find out this week.
I believe in Steve King Cohen. And I will say, just like I said, if the Mets don't get Yamamoto, a fail of an offseason BT, if the Yankees don't get Yamamoto, they are not the big, bad, evil empire. They are not back. What they are is a team that's going to be under pressure to re-sign Juan Soto, and a team that, A, needs to win the World Series now, B, needs to re-sign Juan Soto.
All right, 877-337-6666. BT and Sound on the Fan inside of our Town Fair Tire studio. Friends at Town Fair remind you that you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. It is funny. Before we get to these calls, and we will crank these out. Do a little football today, not much. This is a massive baseball day. This is, for the weeks, you and I have had conversation like what Yamamoto means to the Mets, which I understand. The future generations of fans, the changing the perception, believing as much and continuing to believe in Cohen the way you and many others do. But the emotions to me are fragile, but also incredibly interesting. Like the Yankee fan has been galvanized in a way, like emotionally, like, yeah, we just got Soto. That's right, Yamamoto's next. That right. We finally got a decent left fielder. I'm not saying Verdugo's a star, but the Yankee fan is sensing that things are changing and they're getting pumped up. That chest is going out a little bit, like that struts back a little bit, talking the smack. The Met fan, it's palpable, but it's more desperation. Like the Yankees need Yamamoto to be a World Series contender. You guys need him to be taken seriously.
What's going on with that? We'll see who gets him.
I don't know. That's not a good sign. The microphone's not working when you went to defend
3 times I wanted to put it on there. Yeah,
oh, boy. Is that an omen there, buddy? All right, let's get to you guys here. Let me get first up John in Ridge, New York. BT and Sal, what's going on, Johnny boy?
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
Hey, John. How you doing today?
Hey, doing great. 2 points, if I may. So, what you got getting Soto, great move for you guys. But Sal, you know what this has done? this is done. Since Stanton, you guys brought in Stanton. It made me realize and brought back how much I can't stand the Yankees. Yesterday, right away, instead of enjoying the day, hey, can we get Bregman? You ask BT. You want all-stars at every position? Yes, yes, yes.
Well, no, he actually asked me if I want Hall of Famers at every position, and I thought I was fairly generous.
Right.
I said, I'll just take all-stars.
Yeah.
I'm not being greedy yet.
It's unbelievable.
Sickening, John, is what it is.
is.
It's sickening.
Right, and Sal, second point is, God only knows why any other GM didn't go after Soto, but for the last 8 months or 2 years, you guys wanted to get rid of Cashman. He makes a great trade, but until he opens up that checkbook and signs Yamamoto or Soto, which he's not doing because he hasn't proved that, the empire isn't back.
There you go, John. That's all I'm saying. This is a great move.
He hasn't spent a dime yet.
It's a great move, but the Yankees' evil empire is not, in fact, back. They have a 1-year rental on Juan Soto. There's still going to be question marks if they could even afford him. Hal has said they're willing to do it, but we'll find out. We don't know just yet. And if they really are back, BT, they better not lose out on a free agent that they want to the lowly Mets.
To the Mets. I got a question. Was that, I couldn't tell, was John a Mets or a Yankee? I think he was a Mets fan, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I find this very interesting.
He basically was saying that the way you were talking yesterday, and just the way the Yankee
it was feel good yesterday. Got to pass
the way the Yankee fans were reacting to Soto, it brings back up the hate.
Oh, well, that's good.
It is good.
That's what we want.
It is good, and that's how I felt. I haven't hated the Yankees in a while. I like these Yankees. They don't win squat, but when they go out and get Soto, I'm starting to.
Okay, I got
the
you.
hate's starting to.
Those old feelings starting to bubble back to the surface.
Come back a little bit.
I like that. I like that spiciness. It makes this really fun. But here's the thing about what John. So 2 things strike. One thing from John. One thing from Sal. So, John, first call of the day, okay? He's a Mets fan. All he does is talk about the Yankees. Nothing about, we're getting Yamamoto, we're doing this. What a pathetic, weak call.
Well, King Cohen is getting Yamamoto. I'll say it for him. I got your back, John. Don't worry about it.
He couldn't do it. Yeah. And then the other thing about that, and you've said this, and I get it until it's done, it's not done. But you guys are making it seem like the Reds acquired Soto, or the A's, or the Tigers. Like, you don't think the Yankees have baked in a $500 million contract for their future finances when they gave up 5 people to get one? Do you really not believe that?
No, I do believe the Yankees are prepared to sign him long term. I think he's going to hit free agency, and I think the Yankees are going to have a problem on their hands because, yet again, they're going to be bidding against King Cohen, and that's not a spot you want to be in.
877-337-6666. Let me get Bobby on Staten Island. What's going on, Bobo? How are you today?
Hey, what's up, BT and Sal? Love the show. How you guys doing?
How are you, Bobby?
Thanks, buddy. What's happening?
Doing good. I just got a question for Sal. I don't know who is, if Yankee fans are acting like we have Soto signed up for years. Are we not supposed to be excited about Juan Soto?
No, of course you should be. I mean, we dedicated the whole show to it yesterday. I would be beyond excited. I think it was the perfect move for the Yankees. You should be very excited.
I agree. I think it's a great move, too, and I think that we will re-sign him. But even if we don't, it's a move in the right direction. Now,
well, how is that the case now? How is that? The Yankees have to sign him. You didn't trade all that for 1 year of Juan Soto. By the way, even if it is just 1 year, I have no problem with that. I love the aggression.
Me too.
But the Yankees, make no mistake, the Yankees need to sign him. I mean, this is not. If this is a 1 year rental, the Yankee fans are going to flip out if they lose Juan Soto, especially to the Mets.
Yeah, no, I agree. They definitely do have to sign Soto. And in terms of King Cohen, what has he done that makes you so confident in the fact that the Mets will get Yamamoto?
Spend a lot of money. And go out there, overextend himself, his family, to be personable, to show that he cares, show respect going out there. I think that's a great move. It's not just hey, I can't be bothered with that because I'm in Italy. Let me sign a check. Sure. He personally goes out there to Japan to try to woo Yamamoto. It may not work, but why do I love him? Because he's got the most money in the sport, and he's willing to spend it and do whatever it takes to get this Mets team to a level that Met fans have dreamed about this team being at. They're not there, but he's doing everything he can to get there.
I mean, they feel like a 74-win team right now. Like, the roster's terrible. It's not that good.
I'm not going to dispute that. I mean, I think the Mets are going to make the playoffs. I'll have my belief that we're just getting started here in the offseason.
I understand that. But you have made 13 signings. I mean, they got to play. There are only so many roster spots.
Yeah, and a lot of those signings are guys that we haven't really heard of before.
Mr. Scrub would be atop the list there. What's his name? Joey Scrub? Stevie Scrub? What's that guy's name?
Even they signed another guy last
Stefano
night.
Scrub?
Lopez from the Orioles or Twins. I'm like, oh, my God.
The
Mets are signing reclamation projects.
Yeah, they signed a couple of guys who were out of baseball last year. Now, listen. I mean, I'm having a little fun with that. You got to get some depth. I get that.
And that's what they're doing.
Listen, the future of the Mets, the next 2-3 year, 4-year window of the Mets will be
2 championships.
You guys going to join the
I'll
Ducks League out there in Long Island? Nice pop. You may as well stay on Long Island. The Mets going to go out playing the Atlantic League. You stay and live. Forget about coming to Jersey. Stay out east. Watch the Mets win a championship.
I'm talking about the big leagues.
You know, Danny Murphy can throw out the first pitch. You played for both of them, and you guys are good to go.
See, the difference with you and I is you don't believe in Steve. I believe in Steve.
I do. No, that's not true. I honestly
believe in Steve
do.
Too?
I do.
Can I hear you say it?
No.
No,
I'll say it. I mean, I'm not going to say it in the weird voice that you say it. Like,
just say
Cohen. Like,
no, just say you don't have to say King Cohen. That's too much. How about just I believe in Steve?
I'm going to give you better than that.
Okay.
I respect Steve.
No, but believe sounds better.
I think respect.
Are you scared of Steve?
No, the Yankees are going to get Yamamoto in 4 days. What are we scared about?
Dude, you are going to be
his vision.
Bowing down to the king when King Cohen gets Yamamoto.
I will be crushed. I will be.
Yes.
I will be harpooned on this show, and I'll take it.
Baby.
I'll take it all.
And I won't even have to do
promise.
it. I'll sit back and let the Kohler do it.
You'll get the first few shots in
that
across
is
the
true.
bow. That is
going to get a pound of flesh myself.
You have to. I expect nothing else. Do I respect Steve? Yes. Do I believe in Steve? Yes, I do. I'll say it for you.
Right.
But specific to this situation, I think there's been a pivot. And by the way, an intelligent one. You don't bring David Stearns, who's one of the most respected younger executives in baseball from a smaller market, to come here and throw globs of money at everybody. I think it's a different vision. Now, as Stearns refortifies the system, and that's some of the signings, depth, etc., starts drafting his own guys, let's see if the young kids develop. Alvarez and at least one more. You need one more to pop. Do you resign Pete? What's Lindor like in a year or two? Probably still really good, but you need to see. Like, I don't know exactly what they are. They're not a young team. They're not a young team. They're not an old team. They're not a win-now team. I don't know why the Mets would be appealing to Yamamoto outside of the most money. But I also think the Yanks are going to match.
Most money and ownership being, hey, you know what, this guy's a good guy, and my family's going to be taken care of, and I'll be taken care of. All those different things going, overextending himself. But you're right. You can't match the Yankees' prestige, their history. Nobody's going to dispute that.
And I'm tired of hearing about the prestige. It's time to start creating some new prestige.
Right.
You know the line for The Sopranos. I've said this once or twice. The lowest form of human communication begins with remember when. Remember when the Yankees did that? Because you're not advancing things. If you're always hearkening back to the past, it doesn't seem like the present or the future is incredibly gratifying.
So King Cohen talks about the present, the future, and the Yankees are rolling out Tanaka and Matsui.
Well,
That's
I mean,
about the past.
there's a time for the past. You guys could happily call up Shinjo, and maybe he can show him around town this weekend. Then maybe that'll sway the needle in the Mets direction. I highly doubt it, but
this is
Shinjo. What are you, 112? Yeah, Shinjo, meet Yamamoto. Tell him everything good about the Mets. That's going to work out great.
Kodai
Didn't he have
Senga.
orange hair, that guy?
How about Kodai? He did. How about Kodai Senga?
Well, that's different.
Okay.
That's a little different. Not as much.
He's
as
here
Matsui
now,
Tanaka
present.
different.
You're going back in the past. I'm talking about the present.
That's fair. 877-337-6666. So these next couple of days, you can feel the angst, the energy, the hope, the trepidation. It's like one big blender of emotions, but only somebody's getting the smoothie in a couple days. It's going to be nuts. BT and Sal on The Fan.